Hello. Hopefully the audio is working. Hello, Damien. Have we got you, brother? Thank you for waiting for us. We had a very intense, remarkable, fabulous digital office hours, but we would like to welcome you, colleagues, for the pre-Christmas Right Club, and we will do it together as a family. What is the first rule of Right Club?
Right.
Right. Thank you, Damien. Can I say, Damien, you look magnificent in khaki. Can I just put that out there? That is your color.
Yeah, any greens always work.
I've learned something today. You are amazing. So, colleagues, thank you for joining us in the middle of the night. It is wonderful to see Susan from New York City. You are the great talisman of Right Club. How are you, Susan?
I am fine. I'm doing fine. It's cold here in New York City, but I'm doing fine. I'm glad to be here.
We are so glad to have you with us. So, colleagues, we're doing this as our last Right Club. Of course, we'll have Right Club as usual next Friday, but our last Right Club before Christmas. So let's do it. Let's beautiful Nor's with us. She's going to change the world in the next 29 minutes. Let's go for it. 29 minutes of power. Let's change the world. Let's do this. Good on you, Doug. Let's write this up. last minute, colleagues. And we are finished. Can I say I loved Max's face through that entire Right Club. You and I were like a reggae speaking to each other. Max, you were doing this. I was doing this. You are legendary, Max. What a star you are. We'll come back to the legendary Max in a second. Can we, Gay, darling, do you want to start with you, sweetheart? How are you going, Gay? What can we do, sweetness?
Yes, I want to start, please. I am writing, as you know, a list about men who enlisted in Windsor in World War II rather than in Paddington. And I've discovered that they're a particular different cohort to the people who went. Okay, so they basically signed up to train and defend Australia rather than overseas. Okay, all good. But I had this really, really boring title. And the title was World War II Enlistments in Windsor, New South Wales. Boring! What about a motley assortment of men? World War II Enlistments in Windsor.
Look, I like that a lot. Firstly, that's a new dating app for us all to deploy. But can I say that is Gay? That's gorgeous. I, in a previous life, have described the importance of what I call as lipstick titles, the titles that put the fantastic research out and in colour, and I think that does it brilliantly, Gay. Well done, you.
Oh, you reckon that'll work?
I reckon it'll work brilliantly. Gay, say it again. Jamie just wants to hear it again.
A motley assortment of men. World War II enlistments in Windsor.
I love that.
Is there a synonym that you can use with alliteration with Windsor?
Isn't the motley enough? Motley men? I went
I'm
straight
actually
to
curious as to whether you find any Quintons in there, Gay, because I have extended family who live at Windsor.
Gay, check a Quinton. Check a Quinton, Gay. Oh, this is getting too much, Carls. This is getting too much. Gay, well done, you. Let's keep working that, Gay.
So if you saw this in a journal article, would you want to read it?
I'd read it immediately. I'd read it immediately. So Ruth has gone straight in. I'd go straight in. I would be thinking this is a model for thinking about masculinity. To be frank with you, anything at the moment that's offering an innovative interpretation of men and masculinity, I am reading. So Gay, that captures it brilliantly.
So Jamie, did you say you had connections with Windsor, New South Wales?
I have extended family that live in Windsor. I don't know them very well, but I know they exist. So
see if you can find Quinton, Gay. That's fantastic. Gay, you are legendary. Well
Thank
done.
you, everybody.
Come on, you're precious to us. You're a legend. Let's go to the legendary Damien in the very attractive khaki.
Oh, it's very nice.
Oh, I wish I could wear khaki. Talk to us, Damien. Now, what are you writing on? Let's do this at the end of this year, mate. Come on.
So I worked through a heap of peer review feedback on a book chapter in an edited book, and was 2,000 words too long. So all morning I've been cutting words, and I've been cutting more words today. It's close. I'm like 500 words off hitting the maximum, and yeah, it's good. It's the piece I've been working on interviewing a queer television celebrity about production processes in Australia and inclusion of queer stories, and yeah, so it's just sort of cutting down on some of the longer interview insights that I've had and kind of picking up the gold and like just putting the gold in and not having all the context has kind of gotten me pretty close.
Now,
And now it's like a sentence by sentence thing.
so you'll get there, Damien. But can I ask you, are you feeling like like the piece itself has lost some of its energy, or has it made it better in some ways?
It's pulled out a bit of repetition. I realized I was sort of explaining myself again and again and again, and sort of I've been able to pull back on some of that, which has made it flow a bit more smoothly, which is nice. It is at that pointy point now where I'm sort of having just to look at every single sentence and go, could I like take these 3 sentences and make them one somehow?
Oh, no.
So
But
it's fun.
500 words, considering the scale of the effort that you've done, you'll get there, Damien. You are, what an inspiration Damien's been to us all this year. You are a rock star, Damien.
You're very kind.
I'm also very right. You're a legend, Damien. So we'll keep everything crossed for the final 500 words. Inform us next week. Can we go to the legendary Max? I'm so excited. Max, hi. Max, hi.
Hi.
What were you writing during that 30 minutes, Max? I'm excited.
I was giving myself feedback on my finals. I just finished my final undergraduate test, and now I'm graduating, so I wanted to reflect upon how I've studied and what I want to focus on when I start my master's.
Can I say, Max, that is about the cleverest thing I've heard in 2023. I keep on thinking about all those moments of transition in my life. If I'd sat on my clacker and pondered it, reflected on it, what I've learned and what I'm going to do differently, my life would have been better, Max. You are a genius.
Thank you.
Oh, we're so proud of you, my darling. You keep with us, and well done. I'm going to organize that as a suggestion for everybody to do. So Doug, you're going to be in trouble because that's going to be a strategy for you next year. And let's talk with the legendary Doug. So Doug, it's getting to exciting time as you're about to start. So what are you working on now, Doug?
I decided to start either discussion paper, article, or monograph on my honours thesis dissertation theme. So I was just getting stuff down. I've got about 1,700 words, and I thought, well, it's a start, and it's on about public housing and climate change.
That's brilliant. Oh, I'm
So
so interested in that.
I don't know where it will go, whether I'll just have it as a discussion paper and spread it through an article or a journal, or try and make something bigger out of it. But the sample size was too small to really do much with it. So I might just do a discussion paper or something.
And let's see where it goes. Doug, some of the best writing, obviously we don't live in an era that values this anymore, but some of the best writing is you start with an idea, not knowing where it's going to go. And you write it up and look at Max. Max is straight there with me, and you enjoy the journey and you don't know where it's going to go. And that adds excitement and energy and push to it, Doug. So I'm excited to see where this could go. It could be any of the things you talk about, Doug.
Oh, cool. I've
Well,
just got to add references now. Beef
yes.
it up.
Yes, I believe your supervisor is a very staunch historian, so add references now.
All right, cheers.
Good on you, Doug. You're precious to us. And speaking of precious to us, the legendary Noor, who's had, my goodness me, a very, very tough month, a very tough 6 months, Noor. Now, what are you writing on? What are you doing now, my love?
Yes, so Tara, because I'm so excited today, I'm full of energy. So I'm now preparing for my research instrument. Yes, because I think now I'm finding the appropriate research design. Yes, so this is because of the ground theory, and I have been working in this area for almost 11 years about my topic, about Sama Bajo. And I know that my research is so beneficial with diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Australia. So Sama Bajo is a crucial issue in the Australia fishing zone. So that's why I think I have to appreciate what I have done and what the value of my research. That's why I'm here, sitting here in front of you and being a PhD in Charles Darwin University, learning together with all of you, Doug, Damien, Max. Mbak Dina and you, Tara, and everyone. And Gay. Yes, everyone.
You are precious. I think this is the right time to start move through to that research instrument, darling. You go
Yes.
incredibly well. As I said,
Yes.
and I said this to Jamie when I was reading your COC document yesterday.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
very, very long document. So you've worked
Oh,
incredibly hard. Most
yes.
COCs are about 8,000-9,000 words. Yours, you've basically written a fifth of your thesis.
Yes. And this is the three edition of full draft proposal. So can you imagine that? But I think this is like a learning process for me because English is the second language for me. And but that's the excitement of PhD. I have to appreciate what I have done. Like you said before, wiper, everything that that make you undervalue yourself. No, I'm a valuable person. I will be beneficial for my country, also for my these relations. I
You are,
also,
you are
Sarah,
a beneficial person.
I also thinking about, I think we have to continue relations between my university because I'm a lecturer
You are.
in the Sulawesi. I'm a civil servant lecturer, and I want to be like a bridge, like a glue between the CDU and my university. So that's why I keep my motivation grow up day by day.
You are so precious to us. And I mean,
No,
Bahasa.
you are the most
No,
precious.
no, I'm just a random. But Bahasa is a beautiful language, and
Thank you.
the gift that you give us through that linguistic diversity, I can't convey in words, my love. So I hope you know how precious you are.
Yes, thank you very much.
You are amazing. And look, we should speak to the other friend, Saji, who has had to put up with me. Brother, how are you? You've had to put up with me and put up with Jamie through much of the last week. Now, how are you going?
Thank you for support. And it's going very well, honestly. You just took the hit off me. Now at least I know what I'm doing. And anyway, I'm just grappling with the math behind the coefficient. And now I can say that, okay, I found the answer of two questions that I've asked from Jamie. And now, because now I have to read and read. And then I couldn't find the original article, but I found another article that I found explanation for the coefficient that I'm using, but now I think it takes a couple months to just come up with a new coefficient, but at least I know where is the gap in the science, in the knowledge, in my major. But now it's the time to just have a talk with an expert like Jamie to see that if it is possible to recreate a new coefficient for this stat. Okay, I'm happy to do that. If it takes a couple months, I said, okay, we just need to mention as a limitation of our study. But at least I know what is the math behind this coefficient. And if the examiner asks me, I said, okay, I know this is a limitation, this is, and then I'm gonna just suggest for the future researchers. So that, okay, it's the time to focus on that one, and that one, and then you can use this one. And we know that our analysis has some limitations, but at least now we know what is the limitation, rather than just going around the limitations, rather than just going and solving that one.
Sashi, we're so proud of you, mate. And Kyle's has been the weirdest thing. I've been supervising him, doing physical cultural studies, sports science, and accidentally I married a physicist 5 years ago who has this, I just accidentally fell in a general direction of a physicist, and he's been able to offer this incredible high-level mathematical expertise. And Sajid's brilliant, a brilliant man who's been able to take advice from the high humanities and physics, right? So what a mind you've got, lad. What a mind you've got.
Can I just
Yes.
quickly, sorry, people can see me.
Yeah, I know the sound.
But Sajid, can I just say more broadly, as you know, every student I supervise hears me say this. In the sciences, the fundamental question, the one that we ask you repeatedly in different forms is, do you know what you're doing? And so, you know, you need to demonstrate that in everything you do. So knowing the limitations is one of the best ways of just showing your expertise, right? And that you know what you're doing. I think if you generate a new set of coefficients for just the one component, and you do your rankings with and without that scaling, and then compare the difference, you've got a real story to tell.
Yeah.
You are amazing, mate. If you're feeling okay, you look tremendous. You look like a different man this week. You look like the world has been taken off your shoulders. How are you feeling?
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's true a story about the life. When, you know, whenever I'm not sure about a thing that happens to me in the real world, just out of the academia, I'm a bit anxious because of the uncertainties. But when I start thinking about it and just using a framework, exactly just following and using the science to solve my problem, I'm so confident and I can just come up with the best solutions. And it happens again to me. And I'm happy that I have reliable resources. Before that, I was alone. My supervisor, he left me. And whenever I asked him about this coefficient, they just said, oh, okay, this is a limitation. And I said, okay, I don't know, what's the limitation? Just please explain. I know it's not, it should even, we have to just mention the error terms. No, we can just estimate. We are living in the 21st century. We are working with the data. And then I realized that, okay, maybe I can just create this coefficient because we can use available data. Just, it's easy. But I needed to know the formula, the algorithm, and said, okay, it's too much for me and I need more reliable resources. But at that time, I just left it. But now I have access to the resources. I'm so happy to have your support.
So we're all so proud. You know, I'm so proud of everybody on this call, everybody at CDU, particularly because I care for that group of people. But Saji and Noor have been sort of doing this on their own, working and walking on their own. And the idea that, you know, you're no longer on your own, colleagues. We've got you.
Thank you.
And you can see the movement in the research this week. We're just so incredibly proud of you both. Saji, mate, you hang in there. You keep in touch with us. We're going to get this done for you.
Thank you.
You're a rock star. And look, let's go to our legendary Kylie, the gift of maths. Kylie, the gift of maths.
I hate maths. Even as an engineer, I hate maths. Sorry, Jamie. I love the idea of it, but I struggle with it.
I know, but you are a number whisperer. We know that, Kyles. Now, Kyles, you're at a crucial point at this juncture. What are you writing on now, Kyles? This is it. This is big for you.
Oh, well, I've just actually been typing away to Paul in the depths of night over there, yes, around the network learning theory, and again another theory to smush into my thesis, and what is it and how do I, and just the whole concept. And Jamie will understand. Again, I keep falling back to that quantitative scientific method where you just have one theory and that's all you write about, and I'm like, can I have all this? And I know bricolage, thank you, Josh, how many theories can I have? Like, and he said, that's humanities, chuck it all in. Talk about it all. Yeah. And it still blows my mind that I can do that. So that's my next one to write a bit about.
Kylie, the leadership degree that I've got an echo on the line, have I? The leadership degree that Tara and I have been doing, Tara's finished it. I'm still in the middle of it.
Oh, Jamie, come on.
Taught me how research works in the applied social sciences, and it's broadened my mind incredibly.
Mm.
And of course, it's enriched our lives because Tara and I have the most interesting conversations now that the interface between the two is established.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean,
I'm glad I'm not the only one that sits there and goes, wow, there's all this. And that's why I'm just saying to Paul around just this is why it's philosophy, because there's all this thinking and what you thought you knew, you don't know. And the more you know, they don't know.
in STEM, we're kind of taught one mode, if you like, right?
Yeah.
One mode of empiricalism.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Empiricism. Yeah.
And your null hypothesis is it. That's all you're worried about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some ways, Kyles, if it helps you, darling, in the heart, the more you move to the harder sciences, you're ending up with a theory and then you're testing it. In the humanities, you start with them. You start with them, and you start with the theories and you come up with new ones. So it's the positioning of the capital T, small t theory in the research design that is the difference.
Yeah. So thank you again.
You're amazing, Kylie. You are such an inspiration to us. And look, we will go to Josh, who has changed all their lives. So Josh, what are you writing on now? Gee, you've had a productive year, brother. What are you writing on, mate?
I didn't make it to the whiteboard tomorrow, but I've been whiteboarding over the last few days and getting some ideas down. And one that has got quite a bit of momentum right now is working with my supervisor from my PhD, who essentially this year we enacted through care for me. And now that we've come to the end of the year, we've realized how good it was. And that there's probably quite a few circumstances unique to us that haven't been discussed in context with through care. Because from what I can see from the literature, it's a relatively small term that's used, but I love the term. I think it came about or I found it when you were talking with Sunny after she submitted her PhD ages ago.
Yeah.
And so we're talking through that, looking at through care, concept of aftercare, which is that dated term from the drug and addiction literature, and looking at what that's been like for us with my supervisor also being quite junior, and then also for me moving countries the following year and having to learn a different language at the same time and getting lost and a bit muddled at the same time. So yeah, just a fun little reflective piece. But I spent the half an hour just working through what's the existing literature, what's unique to our context, and then therefore what are we going to try and drill into in the piece.
Oh, Josh, that's remarkable. And can I say, you remain incredible inspiration for me. It's been at CDU, we've been focusing very strongly on getting the policies right, getting the procedures right, getting the program immaculate and current and world leading. But my next job is exactly as you've said there, to go through care and make sure our students have that through care all the way through the candidature and beyond. So you are brilliant to remind me of that and how important that is. You are the best, Josh. You are the best. Shall we go to Queen Mary? Good morning, Western Australia. Good morning to the light of our lives. So Mary, all this exciting. What were you writing on?
I'm writing on an overall historical outline of the thesis that I'm doing, but it always keeps raising questions. So then I went down a little rabbit hole, of course. And I'm writing sort of side documents that I know will not be in the thesis, but that will be something else. So I ended up diving into one of those.
Oh, I think that's brilliant, Mary. The outtakes, particularly in a master's degree where you can lose a master's degree's focus and thread so quickly. So that might be important for Max. But having these sidebars and knowing their sidebars and writing them and saving them will be important for the next project.
Yes, it will. It is actually the basis for the next project. So, yeah.
Oh, we can't wait for it, Mary. We're here. We're excited. We're up for it. And speaking being up for it, it is our Ruth time, the light of our lives. Now, Ruth, I'm so excited by you, this project. It's been a joy to get to know you this year. Now, what were you writing on for this period?
So I've been working on an ethics application, another one for the last couple of weeks. I think I was doing it the last time I was here as well. On and off, and I've got most of it done, and of course there's always one section that's kind of gets pushed into the too hard basket, and today was the day for that. So I felt like if I got some words written for that I'd be happy to then take a break over Christmas. Be back next week on Friday and hopefully get it finished and sort of ready for submission early in the new year. So that's what I was working on.
And Ruth, did the words come a bit? I know it's like pulling teeth. Did they come a bit?
They did, and I'm very lucky because I've got a really good sort of project outline. So I've been able to harvest a lot of stuff from that, but this was the section that wasn't really lending itself too easily to that. But yeah, it's starting to come together now, so I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like it's a good finish to the week and to the almost end of the year.
You've been a joy to meet this year, Ruth. You are delightful. You are an amazing human. Should we go to the other amazing human that we've met this year, to the incredible Susan? When I think about 2023, Susan, I'm going to be thinking about the first time we met and every week that I see and meet with you. So, Susan, what were you writing on this week?
I think about the first time we met too, because I just kind of showed up at one of your sessions. At a books, it was about a book, you know, that I had not read, but it was really interesting. Anyway, I'm working on the 5th draft of this article that I wrote about the woman who had been shot and killed, and everybody was listed by name in the article except her, who is the victim.
Wow.
And, you know, I was editing it, and one of the things that I did, you know, after watching the office hours and so on, was I wrote a positionality statement.
Yes.
And as I wrote it and I read it, I smiled because I said, oh, that's going to be really interesting for people to read about who I am, you know, why I'm writing about this. So, I mean, I'm not the daughter of the victim, you know, but I am related to somebody in the situation. So,
wow.
You know, this is going to be interesting. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I'm planning on submitting it in January.
Oh, Susan, I mean, that's so moving. And that's where positionality theory is so validating and important. I think it can be used incredibly badly, but what you've just expressed there is exactly when and how it should be used, because it's transformative and energizing for the research. That's amazing, Susan. I can't wait to read it. Will we be able to read this one? Is this going to one of your audiences, or is this a public audience?
I want it to be a public audience, and if anyone wants to help me by pre-reading it before I submit it, let me know.
We're there. Ruth is there. I'm there. We're there. So, Susan, you're stuck with us. You are stuck with us. You are the best, Susan. Thank you. And I'm conscious of time, colleagues. I haven't quite got round to everybody, but we will finish with the other light of our lives, which seems appropriate before the festive season. Look, what an amazing woman she is. Slama Pagi, Dina, take us home, darling. Talk to us about what you were writing on and how you're feeling about the journey of the last 7 months.
Oh, good morning. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I'm writing actually the last bit of the conclusion. It's the future direction and researcher's final thought. Honestly, I have mixed feelings because when I first started writing, really writing the draft thesis, I didn't think that I would make it until today. So I have this very thankful gratitude, but also because this is my last bit, it's hard for me to read. It's hard to me to summarize my thoughts in the last section, the researcher's final thoughts. I wanted to have it there to make it as a reflective angle from me, because this research was the journey was hard to get there, but that's where I have my writer's block, because I couldn't grasp. I think I couldn't how do you call it, grasp the overwhelming feeling that I have for the thesis to put it into like only one section. So I'm a bit, I'm very happy because I'm already in this point of my journey, but I don't think I have it within me to write what it meant for me that could capture all my feelings.
Now, Dina, the one thing I think we can guarantee
Mhm.
for those of us who have walked with you for the last 7 months is you have it within you. This is a bit of a Wizard of Oz moment, isn't it? Dorothy, you have it within you. You've had the power within you all the time. Dina, in the conclusion, there are really only 2 questions that matter, and these 2 questions may propel you to the conclusion. Why does your research matter? A great conclusion answers that. Why does your research matter? And with a more stroppy Australian version of that, the second question is, why should I care? Why should I give a damn? So if you think about it, Dina, your examiner has just spent 4 days of their life reading your thesis.
Mhm.
In the conclusion, explain to them why those 4 days mattered and why they should care. So the conclusion talks about the mattering of the research and why we need to care, why we need to be invested in the research and the journey that you've taken us on. And that is a conclusion, beautiful.
Okay, so is it more like the fact? I mean, why should they care? Is it more like the quantitative factors, like how there's a lot of disasters there and how the communities are the front line to receive the disaster impact? Is it that kind, or
It can be a summary, Dina. It can be, but it's more important about what, and I'll just, as someone who's read your research, what have you given to disaster management, disaster communication, disaster policy by forefronting community and community engagement? So much of the policy is top down. Your research demonstrates the power and the potential when we change the lens and we put community at the front, at the start and the end. That's why it matters.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I'll put that there. I think, yeah, I could rest easily with that in mind.
So
thank you.
The conclusion is always, it can be quite emotional. It can be because it is you've committed your life to this, and that's why it's very hard to let it go. And some people take a long time to write the conclusion. Don't, because this ending, every beginning has an ending in it. Every ending has a beginning in it, and this is a new beginning for you. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just really feeling the what do you call it, the burnout from writing a lot of writing. Like now it's 90,000 words for which I started last so
it's an incredible achievement. So if you think about it, Damien, our dean has written pretty well 90,000 words in 7 months. What an achievement that is. And so you are tired, but put the problem into the work, Dina. Look at Saji going, are you kidding me? Put the problem into the work, Dina, and use the tiredness, use the passion, use the meaning to bring this home and show why it matters. And we are so proud of you. So,
Dina.
Well, come on, Dina. Look at Kylie. Kylie's hat is
Thank you
moving
so
like this.
much.
It's fantastic. We are so proud and thrilled for you, Dina. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jamie. You're doing sort of a weird football thing with your dongle. Unbelievable. Colleagues, I thank you for Right Club. Right Club, and I will sort of get a bit emotional at this point. I invented the idea of Right Club laying next to my husband in New Zealand, saying I needed to come up with a proper way to have a writing community for the territory and beyond, so that our students in the territory would have this international engagement, would write with the world and the world would write with them. And we came up with Right Club, literally laying down next to Jamie. I think it's a Right Club because I want energy. I want passion. I want people to feel that the word matters. And from that sort of idea, laying next to Jamie in Palmerston North, we are here 7 months later, and you have all transformed my life. And we've met new friends, new colleagues, and these relationships will never, ever go away. And I thank you for the inspiration that you give me and you give each other every day. So whatever your faith structure, dear friends, have a wonderful time. Keep in touch with me. You can phone me at any time. We're winning and you are precious. And I thank you all. Much love.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you, everybody.
Love you, Kyles. Keep in touch, Kyles. Great hat, Kyles. Great hat.
Love you all.
Love you,
See you next
beautiful one.
year.
See you soon. See you next Friday.